been eroded, and therefore it does not have the kind of weight that it used to wield in the past. This therefore means that clinging together, they may have a chance to fight back, but the truth of the matter is that the rest of the country has moved on. They are thinking differently about the political landscape. It is only that in Kenya there is so much dishonesty. Today, if you hear Raila supporters, they seem to be casting aspersion on the person of Kalonzo Musyoka and the team that is the alternative to them, just because they have disagreed on that particular point. And yet, for the last 15 years, Kalonzo Musyoka has been loyal to Raila. He's allowed him to run twice as a running mate, and even the third time, he was not even the running mate. He was promised a position that does not even exist in the Constitution, but he still accepted to rally behind his supporters with the Semio. This therefore means that when the two decided to work together, they decided without consultation on our side. That much I know. There was very little consultation, just like in the handshake. Raila did not effectively consult the Honorable Moses Wetangula, nor did he consult Musalia Mudavadi. It was a game like the game that they are now playing. This is something that I feel the best we can call them is political conmanship, because we've not allowed politics in Kenya to mature as it ought to mature elsewhere in the world. We're still doing politics of crafting coalitions around tribes, so that we fight the others. That's why today they are spending a lot of time talking about, oh, there is no superior tribe, there is no tribe like this. And yet in the last election, the tribe now they are vilifying is the tribe that allowed William Ruto to be the president. By voting 47% of all his votes he garnered came from that community. And today they are making the community look like a pariah to the political dispensation. The second issue is, Fred, is the issue of crafting our politics around individuals so that it is Raila and Ruto. It is not about even UDA and ODM. UDA and ODM can be called another name, but as long as Raila is on one side and Ruto is on the other side, the names can change, but the two individuals shall remain permanent arrangement when it comes to that kind of crafting some kind of working relationship. What worries me is that when are we going to institutionalize our politics so that we don't talk of individuals, we talk of a system that is
Kipruto Arap Kirwa, a seasoned Kenyan politician and former cabinet minister, has raised concerns about how the country treats its athletes. He believes that while sports bring together extraordinary talents, Kenya has failed to create a system that truly rewards athletes in a lasting way. His remark comes at a time when the Harambee Stars, the national football team, have been enjoying moments of success and renewed attention from both the public and leaders. For Kirwa, the problem lies in how achievement in sports are handled. When a team or individual athlete wins, there is usual excitement, public celebration, and sometimes promises of reward from leaders. However, this attention often fades quickly, leaving players to struggle on their own. He sees this as a core where sporting victory are used for political mileage rather than being turned into policies that support athletes long after the celebrations are over. The Harambee Stars are a good example of this circle. When they secure important wins, the nation rallies behind them. Politicians appear on stage with them, make speeches, and offer rewards. Yet, according to Kirwa, these rewards are often temporary gesture. He argues that athletes deserve more than handouts given in the heat of the moment. What is needed is that a proper framework that treats sports as a serious profession and ensure that players have security even after the active years of end. Kirwa envisioned a system where athletes are not only rewarded with cash prize and public recognition, but also given a long-term support. He pointed to the idea of something similar to a pension, where retired athletes can live with dignity of their careers. Many sportsmen and women bring glory to Kenya during their peak years, but later retire to live of struggles. For him, this is both unfair and unavoidable if the government and stakeholders decide to make a long-term investment in sports. Beyond sports, Kirwa also turned his attention to the state of politics in Kenya. He shared his thought on the current relationship between President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga. The two leaders, once fiery rivals, have recently found themselves working together on some matters of national interest. Their partnership has been described as a show of unity, but Kirwa view it as differently. He believes that while Ruto and Raila appears to join hands, it does not automatically guarantee political survival for either of them. In his view, the union is more of a temporary measure that may help them push back against the challenges, but it lacks the strength to provide lasting political security. This opinion reflects his deeper experience in Kenya's politics, having witnessed how alliances formed and collapsed over time. Kirwa also noted that Raila Odinga, who for decades was considered the face of opposition politics in Kenya, no longer carries the same weight he once did. Raila has been a central figure in shaping Kenya's political landscape, rallying millions of supporters and influencing major national decisions. However, according to Kirwa, with his influence has diminished with time, his once unshakable political force is now struggling to command the same respect and following that he enjoyed in the past. His assessment on Raila's highlight the reality that political power is never permanent. Leaders rise, mark their mark, and eventually lose momentum as the political scene changes.
To us Eldoret Express, people like Julius Kiru, people like John Ngugi, Charles Asati, Nyandeka Mayoro, all those are people who made Kenya proud at one time or the other. Not to forget people like Julius Sang. In 1972, we won in the Olympics. And those are people, some of them have died very poor. We only remember them when we're going to bury them. And their life in between is not captured. What am I trying to say? Today, the president is going to give the money. Prime Minister Raila Odinga is also to give $500,000 to every player. But how are we going to capture so that when they retire, they're able to have something akin to some kind of pension? Here in Ethiopia, our brothers and sisters in Ethiopia, whenever they win certain amount of money, that money is captured and they can be given a good business deal, including getting a prime plot in Addis Ababa. They build it. Kananisa Pekele has been building for the last 20 years or so a hotel, 22 floors in Addis Ababa. Somebody like Haile Gebrselassie has more than 5 hotels, thanks to his leg and the capacity to chase the wind. These are things that we must be able to allow our sportsmen and women. That national heroism should not just be captured for the moment. They should create something, as I said, akin to pension.
Okay.
The two of us as members of parliament, we are contributing about 52,000 every month. And thanks, that is why we are able to fuel the car to the studio. But many of these runners, many of these athletes, when they bring even the money back, we tax them. Now, whatever the president is giving and Prime Minister Raila is not going to be subjected to any level of taxation. Now, if Chelimo wins 60 million,